Hey, it's the champ Antonio Tarver. You're listening to Tarver's Tape, the most informative take in boxing. Just remember where you heard it first. Hey, I want to dive right in, man. This week, the big fight coming to you from Saudi Arabia, brought to you by Your Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh, Spencer Brown, as well as James Ward of Gold Star Promotion, as they bring the world together for the Last Crescendo, this big, unforgettable night in boxing. But it's the last-minute replacement that has everyone in an uproar, man. We got Josh Padley stepping in for Floyd Schofield Jr., and I want to just wish both of the fighters that's been replaced a speedy recovery, man. I figured it was some type of flu bug over there that it got around and got these two guys ill and was unable to, compete this weekend. But Josh Padley, man, from the UK, comes in 29 years old. From the UK, looks fit. Doing the face-off, they look pretty good. Standing eye to eye, there was no obvious advantages for Shakur Stevenson other than his experience and namesake, man. Just coming from the Olympics, being undefeated and one of the best talents in the game, as well as the lightweight division. Here's a chance of a lifetime for Josh Padley. I know he wasn't sitting on his couch in the gym thinking that he'll be featured and highlighted this weekend in one of the biggest cards of the year, man. 15-0, 4 knockouts. He's not really noted for his power, but looks like he can box a little bit. I don't know if he's on the level of a Shakur Stevenson. That remains to be seen. But again, when you get an opportunity of a lifetime like this, you've been dedicated to the sport. You know what I mean? You staying ready in order to keep from getting ready. These are the things that these young fighters has to really, put into their game plan, staying right there on the cuff of a fight, because you can take advantages of opportunities like this. And they do happen in boxing quite often. And, so I believe in this fight, Shakur Stevenson versus Josh Padley, it will be a showcase fight for Shakur. And that's every fight that he has, from this point on, because he's in that position of his namesake, you feel me? And so he's always going to have that attention or that spotlight on him, you know what I mean? Because of people's expectations of Shakur Stevenson, you know what I'm saying? And even though we were looking forward to Floyd Schofield Jr. fight, anytime Shakur Stevenson steps in the ring, no matter who he in there with, that spotlight going to be on him. People are going to be looking to see how he performs and judge him. You feel me? Fairly, because he's a star, one of the best fighters in the game. But he just need that breakout performance. You know what I mean? And personally, I thought that fight with Floyd Schofield was going to show us a lot about who Shakur Stevenson really is. You understand? But the show must goes on. Josh Padley steps in, and I don't think, I don't know if he's bringing the attitude, the conditioning, and the power that Schofield Jr. was bringing to the table. We don't know. We shall see. But on record, it looks like, Josh knows his way around the ring. He's not, really noted for no knockout power, but he could be a good boxer and could give Shakur Stevenson some good rounds, depending on where Shakur is. But either way it go, I expect Shakur to handle himself professionally. He has the amateur pedigree. So, a lot of times as an amateur, we don't have the luxury of doing all the background work, the videos and all that. We just got to get in there and figure a guy out, download that information early. We ain't got but 3 rounds to work. So that is going to work in Shakur Stevenson's favor, his experience. You feel me? And, as long as he stay away from getting clipped like all of us, everybody got to avoid that. You feel me? So, as long as his head on a swivel and he represents who he is, I think he'll do well in that fight. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to even think about an upset or anything like that happening, but you never know. That's why we fight the fights, and we're going to show up and, stay tuned. And in the heavyweight division, IBF champion Dubois came up ill, as well as, just like Floyd Schofield. So I know a lot of people initially had our, expectations of what actually happened over there. But, once my guy got injured, or he got ill, then it was like, okay, had to be something going on. Dubois got sick, you know what I mean? Schofield got sick. We just hope that, prior to the fight, no one else come up ill. And it's possible. You never know. So, but hey, Martin Bakole comes in last minute, man. We see he's always active on social media, putting up these videos. He dancing, you feel me, and doing all that. He got the two-step down pat. He's slowly but surely becoming, you feel me, a very popular fighter. Since his big win over American Jared Anderson, a lot of people has been on him. He come from Congo, man, and a very engaging young man, very personable, have a big personality, but unassuming other than that. When he's not talking about boxing, I saw him in Miami. He was off to himself, but every time I saw him, he had that look in his eye. He was focused. You know what I mean? He was focused. But to be this big, you feel me, and this strong and know your way around the ring, he don't do a lot of moving, but he do move. You feel me? And he has learned how to step accordingly in that ring and to move a little gracefully for a big guy this big. And when I first saw him, man, I told everyone he reminds me of a young George Foreman. And I think, that tag kind of stuck. And now he has a chance of a lifetime fighting Joeseph Parker, who I feel gutted for, man. I feel gutted for because, here's a man, you know what I mean, that had a chance, I believe, against, Dubois. I felt like he had a good chance because size, they matched up very well. Dubois is a tough fighter, I mean, have a big heart and a big chin. So, but he don't really have a lot of, thrills and frills. He don't have a lot of, a little show and tell. He ain't got all that. It's just cut down to the bone. You feel me? Straight shooter. He coming at you. Big heart. He gonna fight. So, but I just felt Joeseph had a chance to win the IBF title and to fight a guy this tough, this talented, this big and strong. And at the end of the day, you can't be crowned champion. That's disheartening in a lot of ways, man, because, he could beat Martin Bakole, because I just don't think Bakole is going to come in here conditioned for a long, grueling fight. You feel me? Because they say fatigue make cowards out of all of us. And I believe that holds true. I've been in that ring fatigued, having to get that second win. And there's nothing more vulnerable than that. You feel me? When you're having to protect yourself, but you're gassed. You know what I mean? Your heart is pumping. And you can't seem to get enough oxygen. That lactic acid is building up, and you still having to keep someone off you. This is a tall order from Martin Bakole, man. It's a tall order because he's coming here fighting a guy that was mentally, physically, and spiritually ready for the fight of his life, facing Daniel Dubois in a IBF championship. So he's ready for that. I don't think Martin Bakole can come in here with that type of mental focus at the last minute, traveling as far as he has to travel to get there, and then everything is a go. Before you know it, you may lay down, close your eyes, and it's time to fight. So there's a lot to ask of Bakole, but if anybody can do it, it's a man that really knows himself like Martin Bakole, man. And like he said, it's a chance of a lifetime. These are the fights that you have to be ready for, because you never know when your name is going to get called. There you have it. You've been listening to Tarver's Take, man. I'm excited about this weekend, the big fight. I want you guys to continue to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tarver's Take, the most interesting take in boxing. Just remember where you heard it first. Until the next time, stay tapped in, and I'll talk to you then.